Welcome to Firsts in Fiction, your first stop for learning to write fantastic fiction. I'm your host, Aaron Gansky, author of The Bargain, the Hand of Adonai series, and Firsts in Fiction. I have no idea why that was that hard to remember, but with me tonight, we have Tina Yeager.
Hi, I'm Tina Yeager. I am author of Beautiful Warrior, Finding Victory Over the Lies Formed Against You with New Hope Publishers. I'm also the host of the Flourishment podcast and a speaker and a mentor and a life coach and a licensed mental health counselor.
Fantastic. Those are big resumes. I'm Molly Jo Reilly, and I'm the moderator of the podcast. End of story.
Yeah, I know.
No,
that's not the end of it. I do. I'm also the author of the romantic location mystery novel, Nola.
I know. After Tina goes, I just feel like, and I'm just apparently twiddling my thumbs all day. She's
author of a long list of books, Aaron Gansky.
Yeah. I mean books,
Yeah.
but I mean other than that, like I don't have all those.
And I'm just sitting here like I typed up a few show notes.
Yes, you did. And you did an excellent job, which is
and
more than I did.
You are bringing the Christmas spirit with you. I can just see it on you.
I am. Yes.
You sparkle, you radiate that beautiful red and gold. I wonder what we might be talking about this time.
I'm thinking it might be some holiday spirit.
Yes, we are all iridescent with the holiday spirit here at Firsts in Fiction. In honor of
refer back to 2 podcast episodes ago and you'll understand why he said that.
Oh, it has been 2 episodes, hasn't it? It has been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen you guys.
Yeah, that joke.
I'm still wearing the same sweater, believe it or
that is a 1-month-old callback. That is that's possibly too far to go. Okay, anyway.
But it sparkles almost iridescent.
It does.
Right, there you go.
It does. Well, it is round about the Christmas season, and
yay!
So in the interest of that, some years ago we did a podcast called Best Gifts for Writers, or something like that. The right gift. I have children, so I tell dad jokes. The right gift to give to the writer in your family. So that's what we're talking about tonight. And so I had a couple of questions, Tina and Molly, for you guys. Tina, what kinds of writerly types of gifts have you received?
Well, I have received some tech. I've gotten like a new Surface when the Surfaces first came out. That was a really great gift as a writer because that was light and easy to carry around at conferences. Pens and journals. But my favorite was conference registrations. That's always my favorite gift to get as a writer.
Definitely a good one. I also received conference registrations, journal and pens. My mommy took me on a shopping trip once to the craft store and the bookstore and said, here's X amount of dollars, get what you want. And then she took it home and wrapped it and put it under the tree for Christmas the next week. So that was a double duty gift. So I got time with my mom and I got gifts that I knew that I really wanted and needed. Coffee gift basket, complete with mug, coffee, accessories, the little mints, whatever, just anything to do with coffee is obviously very sustainable for writers. New clothes for upcoming events. Again, my mom took me on a shopping spree before my first Blue Ridge conference, which she didn't have to do. I was all set for it, but it was one of the ways that she wanted to help contribute. So it just, new clothes make you feel better. So, and she knew the importance of that. So she invested her time and money into the investment of me becoming a writer by helping me to personify that. And that was a very cool memory as well. Happy planners. I'm really big on happy planners. So I love all of those. Scheduling. I know other people do bullet journaling. I do happy planning. And quality time with other writers via phone calls, meetings, emails, dinner. Erin, when I lived out in California, I'd come up to her house once a month and we would talk writing and social media and hang out. And that was always really not just important, but emotionally important as well, because we got to feed off of each other with you being my mentor of guiding me through writing Nola and then sharing how that growth progress was going in myself as a writer. So
Mhm.
quality time with writers and mentors is very important and a wonderful gift.
I agree. I know people like to give writers things that kind of represent writing. So a lot of pens, feather quills. My sister got me a really fancy feather
Mm,
quill from um, William Shakespeare's house in
Wow.
England, in London, when we were there um,
wow.
on a trip that we took. So that was kind of cool. My dad, one of the coolest things I got was from my dad. You guys remember Pops, big into typewriters, and he got
Hmm.
me a typewriter. I don't know if he found it at a garage sale or what. I can't recall, but it's the same model that Flannery O'Connor used when
Hmm.
she was writing her novels and short stories. And you guys know, I'm a sucker for Flannery O'Connor. Love me some Flannery O'Connor. So very, very thoughtful gift in that way, and somewhat inexpensive too. But there are some practical gifts as well that I think are good for writers. Books on writing, for example. Just some of the classics like Stephen King's On Writing, Firsts in Fiction by Aaron Gansky, which will change your life. Those types of things that are very practical too. Pens, journals, nice pens, paper, whatever it may look like, or technology is good. I think sometimes some of the best gifts is just peace and quiet, um, time to actually sit down and focus on your craft. And so that's something that is sometimes given to us as well. But if you could put something on your list for this year, your list for Santa, what are you putting in your letter to Santa this year of writerly gifts that you would like to receive? Tina, how about you?
I don't know what I would ask for. My husband is really good about getting me the things that I need as a writer. He's been very supportive. He's even bought me conference registrations for conferences before registration was open so that he could get it for me for Christmas. And he did this
Wow.
big deal and wrapped it and he contacted the conference director of Realm Makers
Oh,
so that
wow.
he could get me a registration to this conference before I'd been there before and had it all wrapped up and made this big deal out of it. So I don't know if I can top that because that was pretty incredible. So I guess, a way that would be a good one would be to go to something that would be a bigger conference that I wouldn't be able to normally go to, like say way out on the other side of the world in California at Mount Herman. For me, that would be on
Mm.
the other side of the world, or the Book Expo America, or something where I could get around some publishers and get in the middle of publishing, or something really big would be maybe Frankfurt, the book fair in Frankfurt,
Mm.
or something like that in Germany. So those would be big, but pretty long shot, kind of expensive gifts. So
Yeah. Travel tickets is an interesting thing, and I might be stealing Molly's thunder. I haven't looked at your notes, but um, travel tickets to fly somewhere new and exotic, or if you're going to be writing a book that takes place in San Diego, like let's go to San Diego, little trips like that can be very beneficial and helpful too. So those are usually fun because it gives you both time away and also an opportunity to do some research and some exploration of what it's like to be in this particular city, or what it's like to be in these particular mountains, and that kind of stuff. Molly, what are you putting in on your list of Santa here?
A house cleaner.
Indeed.
I seriously, if somebody could find a way to help me save time or be able to devote more time to my writing without having to do the daily mundane tasks, even if it was just for a month, I could get so much writing done. Um, so food service boxes are something that's great. The meal kits. My kids got me onto this Every Plate, which you order 3 meals a week, and it delivers to your door every Wednesday. It's all frozen, so you just put it in the fridge, the meat thaws, and you cook up these meals. Everything is there. Portion control is fantastic, but I still have to do the meal prep part, which I don't really mind, except it takes an afternoon to get these 3 meals done, and then there's 2 servings each, whatever. if I could have somebody come in and do the meal cooking and do the laundry and take care of the cats and do the dusting and the cleaning and the vacuuming, I mean, that's days out of the month, by the time you add up how much you're consistently doing that stuff. So yeah, for real, a house cleaner would be like tops on my list. More realistically, always I am well known for my coffee indulgences and journals and pens. So you can never go wrong giving me anything that has to do with the stereotypical writer of being at Starbucks. So paper, internet supply, gift cards to Starbucks, a new mug, things of that nature. A weekend getaway. And it doesn't even have to be related, like Erin was saying, travel to a destination for the writing. It could just be a chance to just get away and de-stress or decompress. Or maybe, go away to a hotel room and lock yourself up for 48 hours, no tech involved, and just write for 48 hours. Or, I do want to, my next book is set in Central Park, New York. So if somebody wants to fly me to New York for a week, I'm okay with that too.
Just to try and, I mean, I don't want to sit here and problem solve, but have you considered putting like little dusting boots on your cats? Probably take care of most of the housework for you.
They are actually part of the dust problem. So we're going to say no to the booties.
Are they not mopping floors and vacuuming for you?
No, they're licking the carpet, which may cause part of the problem, but
How about a Roomba?
I actually got a cheap one, a refurbished knockoff model of a Roomba for like $89, and run it every few days so that I don't have to do all that vacuuming all the time. So that saves a little bit of time.
Thinking of that once I get my apartment, which I've only been living here for a year, but once I finally get it settled, which hopefully will be by the end of 2019. Hopefully by the time this podcast actually airs, I'll have everything in place. Maybe then I'll look at a Roomba. That's good. I'm going to put that on my official list right now. Dear Santa, I want a Roomba. Okay.
And
a spa day is another good thing, because as writers, being on the computer all the time does tend to knot our muscles, especially in the neck and shoulders and arm and elbow and wrist and all that kind of thing.
Back, sitting down for long periods of time. So I think I saw a writing desk on here. Molly, is one of the things that you've received.
Yes.
Something to consider are standing desks, or one of those little pedal things that you put, the under desk little pedal things to try and get a little bit of exercise while you're sitting down and trying to multitask or whatnot. Those types of things. Massages, and I'm not saying one for me, but thinking about my wife who kind of routinely gets massages, and she swears by them, and but like you're saying, Tina, we get knotted up real quick, and so it's nice to maybe do that as a one-time thing, or I know there are some places that do like subscription services for massages. Those could be some pretty thoughtful gifts, practical things that that writers can use. Yeah. If you had to say what the best writerly gift that you ever received, what would that be? For me, it was Pop's gift, the typewriter, though I did like the feather quill from Shakespeare's house as well. They're kind of, I guess, on equal footing. I've got them both on display in my classroom. Those were really neat because they were very thoughtful. And they have some sort of sentimental value to me because of my appreciation for Flannery O'Connor and William Shakespeare. So, Tina, what would you say is the best gift you've ever received?
I would have to say, as a writer, the best gift was when my husband went to all the trouble to research how to get a hold of the conference director and get me a registration to Realmmakers before registration was even open. That was pretty cool because he did go through all that trouble, and the way that he packaged it and everything was pretty neat. So that was probably the best gift.
That is such a cool gift.
Yes, that was very cool.
Mine was, I would have to say, my first laptop. Or not even my first laptop, but the laptop after that, because when my first laptop died, I'd had it it was a MacBook, and I'd had it for way longer than MacBooks typically live. I think I'd had it for close to 9 years, and it finally just gave up. And the replacement laptop was also the best gift, and because on First in Fiction, Erin, you had planned to announce, and you were stuck in traffic, so you had Steve McLean come on that night, and we had Edie Melson on as a guest. So the three of us were acting as you, and you weren't there, and you had told Steve to announce a crowdfund campaign to get me a new laptop. And with your wife's student discount at Best Buy, because she was a student at college as well as a teacher. So with her discount and the discount they already had and the crowdfunder, I was able to get my exact same model of a laptop 2 weeks before it was discontinued. And I got the exact computer that I wanted a second time because of that, what you guys did. So that was a good gift. Also, you can probably tell I'm very experiential. It's not about the gift, it's about how the gift came about. So the first one was my family got together and said, if you're going to do the writing thing seriously, you need a serious computer. Here's a laptop. And then the second one was the crowdfunding, where you've started the writing thing and we all believe in you. So here's money, go buy a new laptop.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, and I think another one would kind of on this idea of sentimentality and just being thoughtful is books. And it sounds really easy, but it doesn't have to be craft books. It can just be, The Violent Bear It Away by Flannery O'Connor, or somebody's favorite author is Cormac McCarthy, and maybe you get them a nice hardbound cover of their favorite novel or something like that. The collected works of Edgar Allan Poe. Barnes and Noble has these types of gift books quite often, especially around Christmas time, the holiday season, these types of things. So those are usually fairly easy to come by, but don't just pick up the Odyssey for somebody because it looks fancy. Think about, okay, what authors do they really like, and which the book, I know that they may have already read it, but this is more of a collector's item kind of a book. So those types of things can be really fascinating and fun as well, because it does show that you're thinking about this particular person and what they like, and their writing heroes and those types of things.
And if you can go to a used bookstore, an antique bookstore, and find antiques of the really, really old versions of the kinds of writers that your particular writer you're buying for likes to read. I know that I personally love to get really old books. I have an old book that's Shakespeare's England, but it has ads for carriages in the back of the book because it's just that old. So
wow.
I love things like that. I love books from the 1800s and 1700s and things like that. I think that's really fun to see how the writing was different, and just to see that something like that survived. And that's kind of important to a writer, because we want to know that our words will outlast us. Even if that isn't true, we want to believe that. So it's kind of a little gift of hope. So
Indeed. Excellent.
If you know of a writer that has a book that's launching, you could kind of plan a surprise book launch party for them. That would be a fun gift as well.
That would be fun.
That would be amazing. Or even just working it out to where people put up some reviews for one of their books.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be really awesome too. It's something that shows that you're thinking about them. You know what? A great gift for a writer is to buy their book and then maybe give it to somebody that you think will enjoy it. So even if you've already bought it and read it, how humbling and honoring is it for somebody to purchase a copy of my book that they've already read to give to an aunt, an uncle, a cousin. That's actually kind of a gift for two people in that way. So that's something else that you can consider as well.
Yes.
That's a really great idea.
Yeah. They have, those free libraries. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, where it's like borrow a book and leave a book and all that kind of stuff. I've been contacted by a couple different people who run these types of things that ask for free copies of the book. I'm more than happy to send them one. How cool would it be if you bought 3, 4, 5 different copies of a book from your author, your friend or family member, and sent those to those libraries to try and help give them a little bit more marketing? Like something like that could be really cool too. So
That is good. Or if you know who their favorite writer is, you could contact that writer on their behalf and say, hey, I'd love to get a signed copy of your book. That would be a really good gift as well.
Yes, if you can get me a signed copy of Flannery O'Connor's books, that would be amazing.
That would be necromancy,
If
but
she, yeah, but do what it takes, do whatever it takes. Jesus will forgive you. I'm not sure about that. I haven't quite read all the passages that deal with that. Just kidding.
So yeah, we're gonna go now.
Moving past the
Awkward.
heretical bad theology.
Yeah.
There.
But you know, but seriously, I mean, there really is. If you use your imagination, there are a lot of different things that you can do for your writer person, and it can be something really far out. It could be something really simple. Cook them dinner so they can spend an extra half hour in front of their manuscript. You know, take them out to dinner so they're not distracted by all the things at home that are distracting them. Give them a break from writing, which sounds counterproductive, but we need that. We need a moment of rest to think about it, to process. So give them that weekend retreat, like Tina, you were saying, a spa day, or Erin, you know, like you were saying, just get away from the project for 2-3 hours. Take them to dinner and a movie or something. You know, give them that break. Let them remember that they are a person, and in as much as 90% of the authors are introverts, they do have to socialize at least once a week to maintain their healthy perspective on humanity.
With the right people.
Moments in nature are healthy too. Yeah.
They need to hang out with the right people once a week.
Well played. Good job. Good job. I see what you did there.
What other hobbies are they into? Sometimes if they're into, you know, movies, take them to a movie. Like you said, if they're into board games, maybe get them a board game, something that just shows that you're thinking of them. A lot of writers have hobbies that make their way into the books that they're writing. And so, you know, recognizing that can be very thoughtful as well. Unless they write murder mysteries, because I don't know if you would want to buy them murder weapons or corpses. That would get weird. But
no, but you can take him to a murder dinner theater.
There you go.
Or an escape room.
Yes.
Escape rooms are fun, y'all. They're so much fun.
They're humbling experiences.
Yes, until you go with my buddy Neil and I, and then it's just like, well, that was a 10-minute experience.
Quit bragging on your brainiacs.
No, it was just Neil. It was my friend Neil. I just kind of sat there and applauded him. So
wow. Okay then.
Well, any other gift ideas before we start signing off?
The winning lottery ticket,
Always
a private
nice.
resort, a private jet plane.
Indeed. And on that note, I think we'll be leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'm coming back again. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
With the dad jokes. All right. Well, that is the time that we have for today. So we do thank you all for listening. And if you're trying to find us during the week, I am Aaron at aarongansky.com. Tina is at tinayeager.com. Molly is at franklyMyDearMojo.com. And Tessa Emily Hall is just TessaEmilyHall.com.
Yes.
Is that her? Excellent.
Yes.
I think I forgot her the last couple of times, or to promote her website. I didn't forget her, but to promote her website as well. So
he's sorry, Tessa. He's really, really sorry.
I genuinely am. So make sure you stop in and send her a note that says Aaron was thinking of you. We promise. So there we go. So thank you all for listening. And until next time, good writing.